Hello. My name is KOKETSO, and I'm a medical student at the University of Free State. And when I was in MATRIC, I got 7 distinctions for my prelim exams. And I'm pretty certain that you're watching this video because you want to prepare for your prelims or your final exams, and you're feeling quite stressed. Rest assured, because in this video, I'm going to give you a few tips that are going to help you, which I used to use when I was in MATRIC to ensure that I was able to get the number of distinctions that I got. And if this is what you're looking for, then continue watching this video. I mean, let's be honest, prelims are quite stressful, because you're told that the prelims are the final before the final, of which it's not a lie because I think watching this video, you're after getting your June results, and the next thing that's coming are your prelim results and then your final matric results, of which your final matric results are one of, if not the most important results that you can get in your life. Because when you apply for a job, they ask for your matric results. When you apply for bursaries, they ask for matric results. Even today, if I'm going to apply for a sponsorship or for something, they are going to ask for my matric results. That's how important they are, which makes it just as imperative to make sure that you do your level best at them. I mean, yes, you can supplement, you can redo matric, but who wants to waste time if you can do it the first time? So when I was in matric, I had 8 subjects and I got 7 distinctions. The one distinction that I did not get was for Afrikaans, of which at the end of the year, I managed to get distinction in Afrikaans. So that's great news for everyone. But without any further ado, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the video, which are the tips that you are here to hear. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to sit back and review. I usually say that you're only as good as your last fight. And basically what that means is if the most recent results that you got were your June results, that's probably how good you are right now. Don't look at your grade 7 results where you used to perform excellent, or you look at your grade 9 results. You're only as good as your last fight. Again, this is only my opinion. That's how I look at myself. I try to gauge my progress, to see how I'm progressing and how well I'm doing. And what better way to do that than to look at how well I did the previous time, or rather the most recent time. Because it's the same thing that happens when you apply for universities. When you're in matric and you apply, they ask for your grade 11 results. When you're down at school, they ask for your matric results. So it's very important to make sure that you're always up to speed, to make sure that you're always up to date with your things, which is what the first tip is about. We're talking about reviewing, looking back, look at the gray areas, when I look at my June results, when I look at my June exam about how it went. I'll use physics for example. Assuming that the Doppler effect is a question that you got excellent marks for, but then when you go to S's and bases, it not really go as well. Then you know that this is where I need to pay a bit more of my attention. You look at the gray areas, you look at, okay, when I did my prelims, when it comes to English, where did I do well in? Did I excel in paper 3? Did I not do well in this? So you look back at your June results, you look back at your term 1 results, and then you try moving forward from that. And the second tip is you need to get your mind in the right place. I mean, yes, you should have probably started long ago, but we're here now. So you need to get your mind in the right space. You need to get your mind into the do or die type of thing, right? Because the next 3 months can actually determine your entire life, and I'm not even joking. There's someone out there who regrets not having studied as well in matric, or not having done as well in matric, and today they're probably 20-something years of age and they're having that same thought. So right now, you need to think, I'm willing to make sacrifices here. If Tiwa told me we're going out, we're doing this, you need to do that, you need to make those sacrifices now. You need to put yourself in the right mental space right now. Your mindset needs to change. Your mindset needs to completely change, because you're not at the point where everything you do matters. I mean, yes, it's been mattering for the past 12 years, but now you entering the last 3 months of the entire 12 years that you've done. So your mindset needs to change at this point. You need to have the willpower. You need to be able to do things that you've never done before in order to get things that you've never gotten before. This is now the point where it's very important to get your mind in the right space. And also, part of getting your mind in the right place is being able to think carefully, not just cram information, and actually understand how to break down questions and how to properly understand them. Be able to think logically, which is why I've been using Brilliant, whose interactive learning platform allows me to build real-life problem-solving skills. All of this is done through short, engaging lessons that really teach you something in a very first principle type of way. And also, they've recently added a course called Logical Thinking that is actually fire. It is not theory, it is interactive. You get these fun, challenging puzzles that force you to slow down, think carefully, and solve problems step by step. And honestly, that mindset shift, learning to reason through things, has helped me way more than just rereading notes. Whether it's multiple choice exams, problem solving in clinical cases, or even just staying sharp under pressure, this kind of training makes a real difference. Whether you're studying for exams or you just want to challenge yourself, Brilliant has got you covered. Their courses are designed to be engaging and accessible, so you can learn at your own pace. Believe me when I say Brilliant is the current best thing. So what are you waiting for? Head over to brilliant.org/koketso/ to get Brilliant for free for 30 days, and the first 200 of you will get 20% off an annual premium subscription. I will leave the link to Brilliant in the description box down below, and if you want to check it out, then give it a test for yourself. Now the third tip is you need to not only do past papers from your own province. I mean, yes, prelims are set by your own province. If I'm in Gauteng, then I'm going to write Gauteng department papers. If I'm in Limpopo, same thing applies. If I'm in KZN, the same rule applies. But the mistake you don't want to make is to think that Limpopo is the right one. You know, because I'm from KZN doesn't mean that I should only do KZN past papers because this is how they test. Because this is not about doing well in the prelims, but about doing well in the final exams. To put this into perspective for you, every single province is trying to train their soldiers, to train their learners to be top at the end of the year. No province does not want to be top at the end of the year. Every province wants to be, oh, Gauteng number one, or Northwest number one. So they're going to make their prelims very challenging, difficult, and character developing. So after practicing your Gauteng papers, go do Limpopo, go do Mpumalanga, go do KwaZulu-Natal and every other province, because that's going to help you an awful lot. Because I promise you that Western Cape is trying to prepare their students to do very well to get the top spots when the national awards come at the end of the year. So they are going to challenge them. So make sure that when you do your past papers, don't only isolate yourself to doing past papers from where you are, where you're from. Don't do that. Do past papers from different provinces, and that's something that's going to help you an awful lot. Trust me on that one. And the next thing that you always need to keep in mind is that you need to take breaks where it's necessary. Trust me, burnout is real. You need to take breaks. You need to calm down sometimes. I mean, for example, yesterday, I went to class from 8 in the morning. My class ended like 10, 11. Immediately at 11, I went to a library. I studied for 4 hours straight until 1500. From that point until 9 p.m., I was just chilling. Now, the amount of work that I got done initially allowed me to not feel guilty when I'm starting to take a break. You need to take breaks. It's very important to reward yourself. Put rewards. I mean, I told myself that, okay, if I'm able to study this chapter and finish it by this time, then I can go and buy a quarter. If I'm able to do this, then I can put rewards in place. Put rewards in place and make sure, again, I repeat, take breaks. Guys, burnout is real, especially at the end of the last thing you want to have is to get burnt out at the last hour. You do not need that, I promise you. Take breaks where it's necessary. If it means that you study a lot and explosively, then you take a break, do that. If it means you study 45 minutes and 10-minute break, do that. But just make sure that you're taking a mental check on yourself for it. You're not losing yourself in the process of trying to find a career or something. Make sure. And the fifth and final tip of this video is that when you do your past papers, you want to do them under strict exam conditions. Now, obviously you're sitting at home. I'll take me for example. I was just doing my past papers on top of an ironing board, right? So that's no exam condition. But first of all, I didn't use a book underneath. You know, obviously when you're studying by yourself, you usually put a book, I don't know what you call it, but you to support your paper basically, right? And when I used to do my past papers, I don't use such things because in an exam, you're just given a paper, it's on top of a table. There's no buka to khatela on top of, right? To harden, yeah, I think. And that's the same concept that I applied when I'm at home. When I'm in the exam room, there's obviously a timer that's going on. So I did the same thing, set myself time. Also, when I set time, if the test is 3 hours, the exam is 3 hours, I'll put 2 hours, 2.5, just to put myself under time pressure. Things like, for example, you know that when you're writing an exam in the exam hall, there's no music. So when I'm doing a past paper, I don't listen to music. Put yourself in strict exam conditions. In that way, then you accustom yourself and you condition yourself to being in this position. When you write, I don't use an exam pad to do past papers. I use an actual book and I take out the papers, the folio paper like that, because when I get to the exam room, that's the type of paper that I'm going to see. So putting yourself in that environment allows you to get to the exam and not feel like you're in a foreign space. You know, when you get there, you feel like I've done this before. The difference is now it actually counts. But I've done this so many times. I've been doing past papers. When you mark yourself, mark using the memorandum. Be strict on yourself. Because if you're strict on yourself and you get 60% on your own marking, then trust and best believe that when they mark in the marking center, you're probably going to get like 80 or more. So be honest to yourself. Be honest to yourself. In strict and under strict exam conditions, don't, because you understand what you're trying to say, then put yourself in the mind of the examiner. That person did not know what you were trying to write. And if it's not on paper, then it's not correct. And so, thank you for watching. This has been KOKETSO. Okay, first of all, I'm really sorry for not posting as much as I wish to, but I promise you that we are getting back on track now. I'm still catching up academically, but now that we have the train running, we are good to go. But yes, otherwise, I hope this video has helped you. Let me know down in the comments how it has helped you. If you've implemented these tips, let me know if you have any suggestions for any videos going forward. This has been KOKETSO. Thank you to Brilliant for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay happy and healthy. Peace.